Hundreds of men sexually abused by OSU Dr. Richard Strauss are getting closer to being able to tell their stories to a jury. Next, what survivors say they want from Ohio State. The 5-year legal fight over whether or not Ohio State University is liable for the actions of a sexually abusive teen doctor is finally on track for trial. U.S. District Court Judge Michael Watson held the first status conference in the case today after the U.S. Supreme Court refused to hear Ohio State's statute of limitations argument. From the very beginning, OSU has argued the plaintiffs waited too long to file their claims. Now it's clear Ohio State is not ready to give up the fight.
I prayed for the day that I could sit on the stand and tell my story, and I still do. I want to sit in front of a jury and tell my story more than anything in the world.
Stephen Snyder-Hill is one of more than 300 men who have stories to share. Stories of aggressive genital exams, of Strauss spending hours in the showers with students, sexual molestation, even being drugged and raped. And all of them claim university leaders, coaches, trainers, other doctors knew and did nothing.
A blind man could see what was going on, and there was just this toxic Sodom and Gomorrah kind of thing. And then, especially after he did what he did, it was constantly seeing him walking around, often naked. It's just like taunting us. And it just is like bit by bit tearing parts of me out, and just like additional knife stabbings by his behavior and the stuff that was going on.
No trial date was set, but attorneys have until July 14th to give the judge a list of active cases and determine if any of the hundreds of claims can be consolidated. Plaintiff's attorney Scott Smith hopes to go to trial within a year.
What was striking to me was OSU's response on what defenses they now have. They've always said it was the statute of limitations, that they were wrong, and they felt bad for these individuals. But now today, new defenses may arise, and that to me was a telltale sign that what they had said before was not accurate.
Attorneys for the university declined to answer questions, but for the first time indicated to the court they will oppose Title IX claims that the university had knowledge, was deliberately indifferent, though, to what happened to the students. Their own investigation showed that coaches knew, athletic directors knew, administrators knew, trainers knew, doctors knew. How can they argue against knowledge?
You're going to have to ask the university lawyers that question, because that is somewhat perplexing. Their own investigation that they paid millions of dollars for revealed that information. We do this in litigation. It's sometimes very, very perplexing why they won't admit what they already know is true.
I don't even know how I feel. I'm pretty numb. They make no sense. They could care less about the students. They could care less about the athletes. All they care about is their image and recruiting football players.
And again, attorneys for Ohio State University declined to answer any questions or make any comment on the case.
New at 11.